or whatever project you're going to take on. And I get a yes, I do. Okay. Now, I'm going to cover a lot of things that's not going to apply to your house, or at least there'll be a few things that will not apply to your house. But I want to cover everything in case you want to clean up a prison or some really bad energy place, okay? So the first thing I'm going to do is show you how to get rid of demonic forces. Now, don't get scared. There's nothing to be scared of. So any of you folks out there that have a project that is affected by any type of demonic forces, I'm simply going to turn those forces into pure love. And when I do that, the pendulum is going to spin in a clockwise manner. And we'll just let it spin here until it stops, because the length of time that something spins shows the severity of the problem or how much energy is required to correct it. All right. Now, why do I believe I can do this? Well, because I've been doing it a long time. It seems to work. We get a lot of good feedback from the films that we've made and folks in class. The next thing, let's say you're working on your office or maybe your school or maybe even your family or the people that live close to you that are creating a lot of problems. Well, the first thing we're going to do, we're going to take away their bad spirit guides and take any entities within their bodies, within their homes, within their energy field, or within whatever the facility is. Now just watch where it's going here. It's going back and forth. You understand that? Okay, good. And we're going to ask my spirit guide here to take all that bunch of critters over to the other side, give them appropriate treatment, send them on where they're going. You saw it change? That's how long it takes to do a mass depossession. Now, I realize that's probably stretching your mind a bit, and that was planned that way. You see, there's a order of people, maybe several orders of people, groups that have done exorcism for centuries, and that very well may be true. Folks, you and me can have all the spooks chased out before they can ever get their candles lit. It's just that simple. Now, you got to have confidence in what you're doing, though. So you just work along with me now. We'll get it done. The next thing I want to do is take all of the negative energetic patterns. That is the thing, the bad stuff that's happened there, the fights, the arguments, or if you're cleaning up a roadway, all the car wrecks, whatever has happened in the past that has imprinted that energy upon the land or upon the person, or if you're working on your animals, upon them, whatever. This is applicable to all this stuff, okay? So we're going to take all the negative energetic patterns, and we can combine this at the same time with all negative thought forms. And I'm going to transform all this stuff into pure love. Now, on certain occasions, like if you run a business, you might want to transform it into prosperity. You might want to transform it into freedom. That's your choice. But right now, I'm just going to transform it into love. Okay? Now that's done. Now, let's take any non-beneficial spirits like anger, fear, jealousy, greed, depression, any of that stuff, and let's turn all that into love. Now, I'm doing this for your own body at the same time, because these things affect the human body as well as they do anything else. So you're hopefully getting benefited here just from what I'm doing for you. All right, that's done. Now, I want to put you, your home, and your project on the proper frequency. And when I do this, it'll run counterclockwise. There is a reason for that, but there's no need to get into it now and complicate things. Okay. It's going to take a while to do that. And this is something that affects the vast amount of human beings on this planet. Okay, that is done. I'd like to balance your polarity and balance you with what I call universal energy and balance the magnetism of your body and your home and your project, whatever it be. Okay? Now, if there's any curses upon you or your project, whatever you're working on, I want to neutralize the curses. And now if you live in a bad neighborhood or work in bad conditions, I want to neutralize any and all what I refer to as low energy and any of the surrounding area upon you. Because if you live in a crime district or work in one, maybe you're a policeman that works in a crime district, or you're around a lot of negativity. We want to neutralize the negative effect of the surrounding area upon you. Now, I would highly recommend that you do this every time you fly on an airplane. Clean up the airport before you ever go. If you have friend, family, anyone going into a hospital, clean it up before they ever go. We've had some very good results with this, of cleaning up hospitals before folks go in there. There's a lot of bad energy in hospitals because people suffer and die there. So this stuff is going to affect people when they go in there. And whenever you're sick, that's the last thing you need, is having to deal with everybody else's stuff. So use this film, clean it up. Another thing that affects folks near the seacoast is sonar. I don't quite understand this, but this is just what I find. So I want to neutralize the negative effect of any electrical current of any description and any sonar upon you folks. Now, if you think I've missed something that you're sure is bothering you, well, then you can just do whatever you think you need to do to make the corrections. I want to neutralize the negative effect of any electromagnetic fields upon you. I do a demonstration class, what I call a dog and pony show, and I have the people douse a scenario of sitting in front of their TV set with a microwave on one side, computer on the other, and have them douse the effect of the electromagnetic fields upon them. I then do a bit of mental focusing without saying a word to them, and have them check it again, and by golly, every time it is reduced. So we've done this so many times, we know that most of the time it's going to work. I am no astrologer by any stretch of the imagination, but it does seem that astrological influence does have an effect upon people, has an effect upon plants. So if you're planting a garden, you may still plant by the signs. My ancestors did, and I do when it's convenient enough. So you might want to check from time to time to neutralize the negative effect of astrological influences upon you. I was doing some carpentry work one day, and everything was going wrong. I couldn't even hit a nail on the head. And I got to thinking about it. I got to do something about this. So I checked to see what is the effect of astrological influence upon me. It was a very serious negative reading. I neutralized it, and within 5 minutes, everything was going fine. So, you know, people go through mood swings. You do, I do. We've probably done it all our life. There's a reason these things are happening. And I'm not going to say that I've covered everything that affects humans and animals, but I have covered a lot of stuff. And we've seen it happen so many times. I'll work on a client maybe in the evening, the next morning they call, they're feeling so much better. What do I do? I just change the energy. And you and me have the ability to change energy anywhere on planet Earth. Some of my clients are in Australia, some in Asia, some in Europe. But distance is not a factor. Don't ever underestimate your ability to do something good for somebody. And the real truth is your desire to help somebody goes a long ways in actually getting the job done. So that pretty much concludes how to change energy. And again, you only need to play the second track when you want the job done. Doesn't take but about 15 minutes of your time. And I think it'll be time well spent. You can play this film and put a map in front of